Is it a fact or is it fiction? It is another one of those fact or fiction questionnaire sessions where I give you 55 statements and you're going to tell me, floontz, it's a fact, or, oh, floontz, that's fiction, that is fiction. And after a short period of time, I will tell you what the answer is, okay? There's a lot of really fun ones in here that I selected just for your entertainment, pleasure, and you will walk away from this session with some interesting factoids that you can share whenever the mood strikes. So, if you're feeling nice and cozy, nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed, then we will begin. Are you ready? Okay, that's what I like to hear. So let's begin then. With our first fact or fiction. You could purchase insurance against going to hell. That's right, HE double hockey sticks in the 1700s. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? You could purchase insurance against going downstairs to hell in the 1700s. What do you think? Fact or fiction? Purchase insurance against going to hell. What do you think? I wonder how much that was. It is a fact. You could purchase insurance against going to hell in the 1700s. It is a fact. Maybe we should start selling it again. What do you think? Into the next one. Next up. Mice are afraid of the color yellow. Mice are afraid of the color yellow. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? Mice are afraid of the color yellow. They're scared of it. Frightened. Fact. It is fiction. Mice are not afraid of the color yellow. They're not afraid of the color yellow. They're more sensitive to light and sound than they are to colors. There are some animals that are afraid of yellow and red though, but the mouse and the mice and the meese are not the creatures to be scared of yellow. Next up. Nutmeg is extremely poisonous if injected intravenously. Nutmeg. So poisonous. Extremely, dare I say, if injected intravenously. Is that a fact or fiction? Nutmeg. Poisonous. Extremely. Injected intravenously. Who's doing that? Who's injecting nutmeg into their veins? Who's doing that? It is. Are you ready? It is a fact. It is poisonous if injected intravenously. Do not try that at home. Next up. When wombats poop, it is cube-shaped. They poop cubes. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Are cubes coming out of there? Or not? Are there cubes coming out of their douches? Fact or fiction? It is. It is a fact. It is a fact. Wombats do poop some sort of customization or upgrade or like to boob cubes now. Next up, in 1993, the United States spent $500,000 on pickle research. Is that a fact, or is that fiction? In 1993, the United States spent $500,000 on pickle research. Pickle. Is that a fact or fiction? 500K for the pickle. It is fiction. The United States did not spend $500,000 on pickle research. It spent $277,000 on pickle research. Why exactly? It appears they were trying to figure out a way to make a pickle with a lower salt content. That was their motive. A lower salt content pickle. It's a lot of money for pickles. Or is it? Maybe it's not even that much. Alright. Next up. Fact or fiction. Any free-moving liquid in space forms a sphere because of surface tension. Because of surface tension. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Any free-moving liquid in space is forming a sphere. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. I think I heard about that somewhere along the way, but I did not remember that when I was compiling these. And that is a really big drive to go to space and check it out. Any liquid. Wild. Do you want to go to space together? Yeah. Let's go be astronauts. We could do it. Next up, there are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? There are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? No clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Fact, fiction. It is a fact. There are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. They think this assists in keeping people gambling for longer. Did you know that one? That one's pretty well known. If you've been to Vegas, I think that's the first time I found out. Next we have the shortest war in history was between Serbia and Bulgaria, and it lasted for 15 days. The shortest war, 15 days, between Serbia and Bulgaria. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? The shortest war, Serbia, Bulgaria. Shortest ever war. Serbia and Bulgaria. Only 15 days. It is fiction. The shortest war was the British Zanzibar War, which took place in 1896 and lasted for only 38 minutes. 38 minutes. That is a short war. Wow. Next up. The saguaro cactus will not grow branches for 50 years. That's a long growth period if that's true. Saguaro cactus. It is a fact. It is a fact. And sometimes It even takes them 75 to 100 years to grow. Next up, polar bears are left-handed. Polar bears are left-handed. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Polar bears are left-handed creatures. They're always using their left hand to do anything. Are polar bears left-handed? It is fiction. Polar bears are ambidextrous. They use both hands. They don't favor one hand over the other hand. Whoever said they were left-handed, I don't know. They were mistaken. Next up. Mercury is the only metal, the only one, that is liquid at room temperature. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Mercury is the only metal. Mercury. It is a fact. Mercury is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. Next, we have next. Pope Adrian IV died from choking on a fly in his wine. Yes, you heard me right. Pope Adrian IV died by choking on a fly in his wine. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Pope Adrian. Rest in peace, brother. Died by choking on a fly. Just like the old lady in that tale. Perhaps she'll die. Is that a fact? It is a fact. Pope Adrian IV did perish because he choked on a fly in his wine. What a way to go out. Next up, you can't touch your toes after eating. You cannot touch your toes after eating. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? Is that a fact or fiction? You cannot touch your toes after eating. Fact or fiction? Have you tried? To touch your toes after eating? It is fiction. Digestion does not impede your ability to touch your toes. Although maybe sometimes you are stuffed, but it does not restrict anything. Next. There are more trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Is that a fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? More trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Fact or fiction? More trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Fact or fiction? More trees here than stars. More trees than stars. It is a fact. There are more trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. I was surprised by that one. Next. If you touch a baby bird, the mother will reject it. If you touch a baby bird, the mother will reject it. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Touch a baby bird. If you put your fingers all over that baby bird, the mother will say no thank you. I do not own you. Fact or fiction? Don't come near me. You are not my birdie. It is sense of scent, so they will not reject their chicks based on scent. That's something I feel like I always grew up being told, not to touch any animals because the mother will then reject them. But I guess I've been lied to. Have you been lied to? I hope not. You can go rub your palms and fingers all over any bird that you like now. Next up. If humans chewed long enough, they could digest wood. If humans just chewed long enough, they can digest wood. Fact or fiction? It is fiction. The stomach acid will not break down wood. Stomach acid does not break down wood. The next factor pick is honey never spoils. Honey, never spoils. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Honey never spoils. Never spoils. Fact. It is a fact. Honey never spoils. In fact, they found honey that was over 3,000 years old in ancient Egyptian tombs. And the honey was still edible. 3,000-year-old Egyptian honey. Next up. A full moon always rises at sunset. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The full moon will always rise at sunset. Coming up. It is a fact. The full moon always rises at sunset. Next. Human blood is always blue inside the body. Human blood is always blue inside the body. Human blood always blue inside the body. Human blood always blue inside the body. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Human blood always blue inside the body. Is it blue inside me? Is it blue? It is fiction. Blood is always red. The blue hue comes from how your eyes absorb and see the color. The blue hue. It's always red. Wild. Something I also feel like I was taught to believe that it's blue. Next up, snow angels began with medieval Jewish mystics who would roll in the snow to purge themselves of evil urges. Is that a fact? Or is that a fiction? Snow angels began with medieval Jewish mystics who rolled is a fact. That is how snow angels originated. Made me wonder if cold plunges had the same effect or a similar effect. Get back to me on that one. Next up. Tug of war. Tug of war. Used to be an Olympic sport. Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. Is that fact or fiction? Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. Tug of war, Olympic sport. Was it an Olympic sport? Was it considered an Olympic sport? It is a fact. Tug of war was, in fact, an Olympic sport from 1900 to 1920. I wonder if there are any remaining Olympian tug of warers today. They'd probably be 104, right? They should bring that back. Next up, astronauts can see the wake of large ships from space. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Astronauts are able to see the wake from space. All the way from space. They're seeing those wakes. Can they? It is a fact. When the sun is just right and the lighting conditions are just right, they can view the paths of oil tankers from space. That's the wake that they are seeing, the oil tankers moving through the ocean. Yikes. The earth, baby, the earth. Next up. All snowflakes are heptagonal. All snowflakes are heptagonal. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? All snowflakes are heptagonal. All unique snowflakes. They are all heptagonal. It is fiction. All snowflakes are actually hexagonal. Next up, the world's largest desert is in the Sahara. The world's largest desert is in the Sahara. Is that a fact or is it fiction? The world's largest desert is in the Sahara. Is that a fact or fiction? It is fiction. Antarctica, actually, is the world's largest desert, believe it or not. And that is due to its low precipitation levels. Antarctica. Who would have guessed? Antarctica is the world's largest desert? I wouldn't have. I would have guessed Sahara. Next up. Raining frogs is a real phenomenon. Raining frogs is a very real phenomenon. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? Raining frogs is a real phenomenon. Those frogs be falling from the sky. They're everywhere. It's raining frogs. It is when tornadoes or waterspouts pick up amphibians from ponds, they can deposit them over the land, making it rain frogs. Rain and frogs. Next up. The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. Gold, 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 gold. First metal discovered by man was gold, gold, gold. It is fiction. The first metal to be discovered by man was copper. Copper, 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 copper. Next up. Next up, next up. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that end in 2 or 5. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that end in 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Is a fact. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers to end in 2 and 5. Now. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in a Pringles can. Is that a fact or is that fiction? The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in a Pringles can. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Where he's buried. It is a fact. He is buried in a Pringles can. I was doing a little thinking about this one, and I wondered if it was because that was what brought him his fortune. It was symbolic. It was a sign of gratitude for the idea that was given to him. That's what I surmised. I didn't look further into it. I was just fascinated until moving on to the next fact or fiction question. Fact or fiction, an object can be thrown farther. If it is thrown west, is that a fact or is that fiction? An object can be thrown farther. If it is thrown west. Can an object be thrown farther if it's thrown west? Would that make any sense? It is a fact. An object can be thrown farther if it is thrown west because of the Earth's rotation. We're on a spinning rock. Next up, the smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. The smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. Is that a fact? Fact. Or is it fiction? The smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. Smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. It is fiction. The smallest unit of time is the septosecond. The septosecond. Smallest unit of time, septosecond. Next up. Venus rotates clockwise. Venus rotates clockwise. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Venus does rotate clockwise. Most planets rotate counterclockwise, actually, but Venus does not. Before she became Queen Elizabeth was a mechanic. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Before Queen Elizabeth became queen, she was a mechanic. Became queen, she was a mechanic. Is that a fact? Before Queen Elizabeth became queen. It is a fact. She was a mechanic before she became queen. That's something I did not know at all. Next up. Dogs see in black and white. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Dogs see in black and white. Fact or fiction? Dogs see in black and white. They're colorblind. Dogs colorblind. Are dogs colorblind? Can they see color? It is fiction. Their color spectrum is less than humans, but it is not limited to black and white. They also see brown, gray, blue, and yellow. Next up. A polar bear's skin is black. A polar bear's skin is black. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? It'd be really cool if it was a fact. Skin is black. Underneath their fur. It is a fact. A polar bear's skin is black. Crazy. So cool. Next up. The ancient Romans used urine as mouthwash. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The ancient Romans used urine, their pee, as mouthwash. Is that a fact? Urine for mouthwash. Fact or fiction? Yay. It is a fact. Ancient Romans did, in fact, yes, use urine for mouthwash. We have really made progress. Did not know that one at all. Next. The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. It is fiction. The Great Plague was not actually caused by rats. It was caused by the fleas on top of the rats. We're getting very specific here. Caused by fleas, not the rats themselves. Was a little bit tricky there. Next, an office desk has more bacteria than a toilet seat. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? An office desk, more bacteria. Office desk, more bacteria, more bacteria, more bacteria. Yikes. Is that a fact? Yay. It is An office desk does have more bacteria than a toilet seat. Almost 400 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Gross, gross, gross. Next up. Bubble wrap was originally invented as a type of wallpaper. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? I'm gonna coat my walls in bubble wrap. I feel like I've used this one before. It is a fact. Bubble wrap was originally intended to be a type of wallpaper. So crazy, imagine. Next. Bananas are naturally radioactive. Bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, are naturally radioactive. Fact, fiction. Banana are naturally radioactive. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. Bananas are naturally radioactive, but their levels are not harmful. Didn't know that one. Next. Of all the animals, the sloth sleeps the most. Of all the animals out there, the sloth is the one that sleeps the most. Is that fact or is that fiction? All the animals, the sloth be sleeping the most. Snooze. Is that a fact, fiction? Sloth be snoozing, It is fiction. It's actually the koala. The koala sleeps the most at 20 hours a day. New facts. Next up. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. Is that a fact or is that fiction? A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. What's that? Can't. What does it do with its tongue? What happens when it dries? It is a fact. A crocodile's tongue is fixed to the roof of its mouth. It is fixed to the roof of its mouth. Wild. Next. The first computer mouse was made of wood. The first computer mouse was made of wood. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The first computer mouse was made of wood. Wood is good. Wood. The first computer mouse made of wood. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. The first computer mouse was made out of wood. Next up. You can make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans. You can make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Can you make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans? Can you? Can you make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans? It is fiction. But you should try it just to see. Can you make a homemade jetpack with soda cans and duct tape? Watermelons can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelons can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelon can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelon can implode. It is a fact. They can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. New bucket list item unlocked. I would be curious to try it. ASMR watermelon implosion. Next up. The human brain is eating itself. Is that a fact or is it fiction? The human brain is eating itself. It is a fact. The human brain is munching on itself, but it is helping preserve the gray matter by doing so. So it's all for good reason. Fact, fiction. During the winter, your fingernails grow faster. Faster. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? It is a fiction. Actually, during the summer months, they grow faster because they're getting more blood flow from the heat and the warmth. Not the winter, the summer. Next up. A lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. A lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. Imagine how fast your fingernails would grow then. Bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. A fact. Indeed, 5 times hotter lightning bolts than the sun's surface. Wow. Next up. Limes float, lemons sink. Fact, fiction. Limes are floating. It is fiction because the opposite is true. Lemons float and the limes sink. Next up. Egypt has more pyramids in Egypt than any other country in the world. Egypt has more pyramids, more of them, than any other country in the whole entire world. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Egypt. More pyramids. It is fiction. Sudan has the most pyramids in the world, with 220, while Egypt only has 138. Next up. Apples that you find in the supermarket can be a year old. Apples that you find in the supermarket can be up to a year old. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Apples that you find in the supermarket can be a year old. Fact or fiction? 18-year-old apples. 18-year-old apples. How old are your apples? A fact: apples in the supermarket can be up to a year old. Next, if you smile before a martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. If you smile and show those pearly whites before a martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. Now, is that a fact or is that fiction? You're just grinning and smiling and having a great old time. You're more likely to lose your martial arts tournament. Is that a fact? Is that a fact if you're smiling? It is a fact. If you smile before that martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. Next. The letter X does not appear in any of the U.S. state names. Is that a fact or is that fiction? The U.S. states do not have an X that appears in any of their names. Are you going through the 50 states now? It is fiction. There are 2 states that have X in their name. Those are Texas, and New Mexico. Q is a letter that doesn't appear in any of the state names. Next. Animals can be allergic to humans. Animals can be allergic to humans. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Can animals be allergic to humans just like humans can be allergic to animals? Could that be true? Can animals be allergic? It is a fact. Animals can be allergic to the dead skin cells of humans, also known as dander, just like humans can be allergic to the dander of animals. I'm allergic to humans. Next, the new car smell is a mix of over 100 chemicals. The new car smell is a mix of over 100 chemicals. The new car smell is a mix of over 100 chemicals. Is that a fact or is that fiction? New car smell. 100 chemicals. 100 chemicals in there. You were inhaling 100 chemicals every time you get a new car. Really? Is that true? Could that be true? Is that a fact? It is fiction. It's not 100 chemicals that you're smelling. It's 200 chemicals. That new car smell is a mix of 200 different chemicals. That's healthy. And finally, laughing came before any language. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Laughing. Laughing came before any language. Is that a fact or fiction? It is a fact. What a lovely fact that is. And next. This is the last question in this session. This is the last question in fact or fiction.